Okay, so I think I started a little bit early. Okay, but we're actually supposed to talk about a very important trunk, a blood vessel, which is in the upper limb going towards the neck. So this is what is known as the thyrocervical trunk. Thyrocervical trunk. This is what the thyrocervical trunk. Let me get my pen. The thyrocervical trunk. Can you see that it's giving up branches like what? The suprascapular artery, the transverse cervical artery, the rest of it. So for thyrocervical trunk, we say that it's a short arterial branch of the first part of the subclavian artery, and it quickly divides to give what? Branches that will supply stuff like the thyroid gland, the neck muscles, the scapular regions, So it arises from the first part of the subclavian artery. So this is the whole network of the subclavian artery, and you have this arising from the first part. So it's short, it's thick. Okay, extends upward and outward, quickly divides into branches. Okay, thyrocervical trunk. So branches, he said that it gives 4 main branches. Thyrocervical trunk, I think I have 1, have 2, have 3. Okay, the 4th one could be there. We have the inferior thyroid artery. Yes, inferior thyroid artery. I've seen it. So inferior thyroid artery should actually ascend towards the thyroid gland and supply it. Of the ascending cervical artery, I think that's the one not captured in these pictures. Ascending cervical arteries, not captured, right? But it's there. It runs upward along the anterior scalene muscles, the suprascapular artery and the transverse cervical artery. Those ones are here. Okay, suprascapular artery and the transverse cervical arteries. We'll get to talk about all the anatomies later on. So basically they supply the thyroid gland, the esophagus, the trachea, and the larynx. They are very important to your gastrointestinal tract. They supply the deep cervical muscles. They supply the supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, the trapezius muscle, the rhomboid muscles. Okay. Also collateral supply or collateral circulation of the neck, your shoulder and neck. Okay. So clinical importance is the branchings are variable in different individuals. They are very important in thyroid surgeries, especially the inferior thyroid artery. Then also they form a rich blood network, okay, that gets to supply everywhere. So this is what we have. That gets to supply regions of the neck and all of that. So this is what we have.